Michael Richardson and Gordon Mutchell combined to rescue a difficult situation for Durham on day one of their LV County Championship match with strugglers Hampshire at the Ageas Bowl. Batting first after winning the toss, Durham lost Mark Stoneman to the game's fifth delivery, Jackson Bird winning an LBW in spite of the batsman getting a good stride in. Durham gave a first-class debut to Graham Clark, but he made only 8 when he went in the same way to James Tomlinson. That left Durham, who really must win this game to keep their title hopes alive, on 14 for 2, and it was left to Scott Borthwick, one of the most consistent number 3s in the country, to get his shovel out and start digging. He looked in prime form with these shots. He dominated a third-wicket partnership of 45 with Paul Collingwood, who'd made 8 of those when he drove Tomlinson to Jimmy Adams in the covers. That brought in Richardson, who got his innings going with this clipped 6 off Tomlinson. Hampshire would still have been thrilled with their start, this being a game they need to win for very different reasons, as they began it 26 points adrift at the foot of the First Division table. They had their opponents fall down before the break. Liam Dawson, recalled from a successful loan spell with Essex, firing one in to trap Borthwick in front on the pull for 49. So Durham went to the lunch break on 91 for 4, but if the morning session had belonged to their hosts, the afternoon one was dominated by the visitors, and 2 men in particular, in Mutchell and Richardson. The day had warmed up nicely, and as the ball softened, batting had become considerably easier, and this pair made sure that they made no mistakes as they began a partnership which was to dominate much of the rest of the day. Durham have slipped up a couple of times in recent matches at home, and after the start they made here, this stand was crucial to keep their season alive in this competition. Richardson made it to his 50 off 122 balls with a rather fortunate 4, his 4th, which came off the Hampshire debutant Mason Crane, an 18-year-old leg spinner who's impressed in a couple of recent T20 Blast games. Had the slip been just a fraction finer, it would have been the bowler celebrating now rather than Richardson. The fact that Hampshire included 2 spinners suggests that this surface will take plenty of turn as this match progresses. Even Michael Carberry had a ball before tea, which arrived with Durham on 181 for 4, the partnership for Richardson and Mutchell now standing at 90. And on it went after the break. At times this wasn't the most thrilling of days, as the visitors were at least made to work hard for their runs, every one of those so important if this pitch deteriorates as it's expected to do over the coming days. Batting first when the surface is at its best may turn out to be a big advantage. These shots had Richardson into the 80s, while Mutchell completed his own 50 off 136 balls with this couple off Crane, who, although he went through his first day wicketless, showed plenty to encourage his county. Mutchell had struck 4 fours in his half-century. And the partnership between these two had gone on to realise 142 runs in 54 overs when the second new ball brought 2 wickets in 2 balls. On 91, Richardson badly misjudged this delivery from Bird and was plumb in front playing no shot. And then Ryan Pringle was out for a golden duck as he edged his first ball to James Vince at slip. There was another hour left in the day, and that was safely negotiated by Usman Arshad and Mutchell, who took his own knock into a 5th hour before the close. His innings was one which showed off his powers of concentration and a lot of skill too, and by the time stumps were drawn, he'd moved to within just 15 runs of his 100. Durham had batted very carefully to get to a score of 278 for 6 from 96 overs, and they'll look to bat for a while yet before unleashing Chris Rushworth and co on a Hampshire top order which has been struggling for form.